5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.
All right. How's everybody doing? Welcome. It is Friday. It's 4 o'clock. The weekend is here. All the good food and good friends, all that good stuff is looming. I see somebody's just popped in. Hello. Friends, Romans, and countrymen, I do not come for your beer. I come here to bury Caesar, not to praise him. So, how about it, people? Have we got some like Roman Senate style flukery going on with the election? It's just insane, isn't it? Wow. In other news from today's Drudge Report, we have Olympic sabotage, arson attacks, paralyzed rail network. You know, that's all fine and good, but I've been watching a little bit of it. The opening ceremony, we had LeBron James and Coco Gauff. I'm not sure who that is, but if anybody knows who Coco Gauff is, she was out with LeBron carrying the torch. LeBron did a little better than Muhammad Ali did 40 years ago. I remember thinking how horrible it was. When I was a kid, I met Muhammad Ali, shook his hand at the New York Auto Show. And I remember being like maybe 8. His hand was the size of my head back then and now. He's a big man. Very nice guy. Just to take time and say hello to a kid, you know. So we have, in today's news, we have inside a desperate hunt for El Chapo's bloodthirsty partner. His name is El Mayo. Let's see what's up with El Mayo. By the way, one of the Sinaloa cartel members was caught yesterday. I believe he is Chapo's dude. His son, if I'm not mistaken. So there's now a inside the desperate hunt for El Chapo's bloodthirsty killer, El Mayo, who skinned rivals and ruthlessly turned on his boss while eating handfuls of mayonnaise. Yeah, this guy's a real winner. Hey, Jay, what's happening, man? Good to see you, brother. Welcome to this den of iniquity, if you will. A verbal den of iniquity. A virtual den of iniquity. Brazil sees Starlink as a political threat because you can beam a great beam into your house and bypass the government's crap. Let's see. Grimes, I don't know who that is. Musk's daughter, he's got some problem going on with his daughter because she's transgender, or I'm not sure which is what, but at any rate, that's an ongoing thing. What else have we got here? This is just all blah, 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 blah. Nothing there that you want to talk about. Let me see what else we have going on. And remember this about these attacks they put out. Part of that stuff's just to frighten us. You know, an attack can be anywhere from one person throwing shit to maybe half a dozen. So I don't get too freaked out. NATO is planning mass evacuation plans for an invasion. That's great. All these Hollywood stars are going to head over the other side of the pond and end up in the middle of a war bumbling around. I'm sure that'll be good. Let's see, what else have we got going on? Sharon Stone is another one of the stars who is going to leave. It's kind of brought that to my head. From sunny ways to cloudy days, Canadians tired of Trudeau. I'm not really surprised. That's one of those things. He's been there a while. No matter what party you're in, after people have been in the Senate or whatever they have up there, the Parliament, you know, they get tired and stale. And in the United States, we keep these people until the time that they're taxidermied. Barbara Walters, Maxine, not Barbara Walters, Barbara, the former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, excuse me, I'm having a bad day here. Let's see. Well, this is some drama here. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is more bullshit. Video of Francis Ford Coppola kissing extras. Director accused of bad behavior on the set. Sometimes just a kiss is a kiss. I don't know. You got to go back, find some video from 20 years ago. It reminds me of the last election. I had someone who chastised me because I wasn't going a hard left turn. And I told them it was really none of their business what I do or vote for. And I don't believe in arguing with people about their politics. You know, it goes on out there all the time. And I like most of my friends. I don't care what their politics are. Anybody who's out there and is real extremist and talking about storming the gates or, you know, laughing about presidents getting shot and shot at, I think that's really lame. And I think it's bad behavior. I wasn't raised that way. And most of us were not. I don't care how bad I hate any political opponent. I don't really think they should be like executed. This is America. We don't do shit like that. In fact, if it happens that they prove that the deep state did this, man, it's time to clean them out if that's the case, as it is. Another this is all there is here. So the most interesting thing on this particular shit sheet is Miley Cyrus and Dad Billy Ray is dead to the daughter. Apparently, Miley married a younger woman. His daughter calls her a devil and skank. Oh my gosh. I've been through that kind of turmoil in my life once or twice, and I will tell you, it sucks. I don't know what Billy's up to, but my advice to you, dude, is get shit straightened out with your daughter if you can. And here's another great tip for all of us sweating. I know some of my friends in Los Angeles watch the show. It is hot as sin here. Actually, it's a little better now. There's a breeze. So it's not quite as hot as sin. Heat waves make mental health problems worse. Schizophrenia. Who the hell doesn't know that? You go down south. I give you one example. Florida man. Florida man is the product of a baking heat, a sun that just boils your brain into oblivion. Oh, my earbud jumped out, so now I can hear myself. Yak, yak, check. Okay, that's great. I love it when things work. My technology, I can actually hear my microphone in my ear. That's pretty cool. So we have a guy here. This is what I want. I have some heart issues, and I want to have some work done. And I want the titanium heart. That is badass. I wonder if they can give me a glowing thing like Iron Man had, you know? Can you see that? I could dig that. Now we've got NFL players want to modify the media's locker room access for privacy reasons. Hello, Alona. Babe, how you doing, girl? One of our friends from California just talking about you guys. So we've got a very loved and beloved animal, a heartbreak, a 1 in a million chimpanzee, if you will, has passed away. He's almost as old as I was. That's remarkable. He must have had a great life. He was 58 years old, the Chester Zoo. What was this beast's name? Boris. So he's probably named like Boris, I don't know, Boris Yeltsin. I don't really, Boris and Natasha. Look, nothing up my sleeves, no sleeves. Okay, so that's the news on the Boris passing. I don't know. I wonder, they should have named him Borat. He was a handsome ape, I must say. See if they have a picture I can expand for you guys. Come on. No, apparently not. And here's the one that we have to read. This is a little tawdry, people. I don't know where my guest is or my co-hostess. I'm going to take a look here and see if I have any messages. This is really weird. I did talk to Mandy, and she was going to meet. I thought, what the hell? I'm going to send Mandy another invite because something's weird. Copy. Copied. Okay. And now we're going to go here and send it to her. Sending a new one. Just saw this, Mandy. So sorry. So while we are sitting here, I hope you guys can see what's happening here. And I'm going to send her a real quick email. While we're doing this little bit, I hope there's no interruption. And come on, wake up. Technology. Now here we go. She's going to have it in just a minute. Nope, I don't need a detailed view. Just go. We can have something to laugh about. In your email, you see what a tight ship I run around here? She's got the wrong email. Craziness, I'm telling you. So if anybody out there would like to join us as a guest today, I can send you an invite too. And Gary Rappaport, one of my friends from Tampa, is chiming in. All right, Gary. Just waiting for Mandy to make her appearance. We are supposed to have the blues man joining us, Memphis Brown. Gold, excuse me. What am I saying? Memphis Gold. Jesus. Anyhow, I'm chilling. So we got the West Coast, the East Coast. We got a couple of people lurking around in places that I can't see because they're on Facebook and it doesn't add on my counter. But welcome. We've been talking a frightening study here. Frightening find about women who don't have sex often. Now, first off, many of us guys will tell you that happens. Believe me, and you better freaking know it happens. But here's something we know. It could be the guys or the women's fault. You know, he might be a lame dud in the sack. And who knows, she may not be into it either. But they found women between the ages of 20 and 59 who have less sex than once a week had a 70% higher probability of dying from any cause within 5 years compared to women who have sex more than once a week. So we'll just throw this out there for people. What do you guys, when you're at a certain age? Now, when you're first married, I mean, people are banging like rabbits. What do you think when you're like 50 years old? You know, what do you think with your guy and a girl? You know, you're together, you're married, whatever. What's a number that men or women throw out there? And that's the reason I want to hear what women say versus what men say, because there's always a deviation between the sexes in spite of what people tell us that we're all the same. I don't see that. And I'm waiting. Let's see. What have we got here? Los Angeles singers. We're trying to get some new talent. And a big part of my time is spent doing that and then reading wacky stories like this. Or when the guest doesn't show up, I have a backup plan, which is to play some of the guest's music. So while we're just sitting here, it's 4:15. I've got to do a break, and we're going to come back and play some Memphis. You can hear some great blues today. You're going to see him. I know that he was driving today down to Memphis, I believe, of all places, from Washington. That's where his family's at. And he lives in D.C., and that's a kind of a hellish drive. So he may be on the road and unavailable at the moment. But I'm hoping she's got it. And in the meantime, we're going to go to a break. All right? Brand X is coming up. And remember, if you need pictures taken and you're in a rock and roll band, send your face, call up my friend, and you're going to like what she does. She's going to make you look good. In fact, she's going to make you look so good. I mean, with me, I have a great face for radio. But if you use Nancy Kravitz, she will always find your good side. Even if there isn't one, she'll still like you and tell you how great you are. But she will find the shot. It took her getting right up my nostril once to really get the perfect band picture. But, you know, what can I tell you? So here it is, Nancy Kravitz photos. And so any rate, here we go. Mandy was in the house.
They sentenced me to 20 years of boredom.
Leonard Cohen, that's
Trying to change the system from within. I'm coming now, I'm coming to reward them.
Oh. I'm Neil from Live with Neve. We have an exciting connection for our veterans, country music fans, and there is something for everyone. Gone Country Hats at GoneCountryHats.com. That's right, we've partnered with Gone Country Hats at GoneCountryHats.com. See you soon. Hey, everybody. That's enough of that advertising stuff. Lynn Carey, what are you doing, babe? We're glad you're here. It's nice to see a friend of ours from the West Coast. She's great, and check out her page. And she does a lot. She's got a lot of great memories and rock and roll memorabilia and stories to tell. She grew up in Hollywood and had a very interesting life. Very, very much so. Very literate woman, writes expert, really writes great songs, just a real nice person, bottom line. Okay, so without any further ado, I'm going to get Mandy and drag her into this den of iniquity.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, man, we're here. We got another day in paradise. It's Friday.
Yeah.
How about you? Are you ready for the weekend?
Yeah, of course. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm sure I am. You know, I'm always on the go. I don't think, it's like I put on a happy face, but people, life isn't easy. I am not skating through life like some people think. But that's all right. I'm here, and it's okay,
swinging.
and it's Friday.
It is Friday. Get on that speed bag of life and fade it back for the weekend. And, I'll tell everybody this. Try to do media fasts on the weekend, no matter what party you're in. Believe me, if you take a couple of days to just see your friends, family, listen to loud music, eat good food, and just say, fuck the politics, fuck it. Remember, this madness will be here Monday. It'll even be more fucked up than it was today. So
I
just
stopped
wait
paying
Monday.
attention.
Yeah, because if you're out there worried about it, that's kind of what I'm here to do, is look at it and tell you this is lame, and you don't need to waste your time. Because just a little bit of time I spent in pre-show for the news, I have my little pads everywhere, and I went through and trying to find like some good news to talk about. And it's all lame. Other than this article about, I don't know if you heard about, the research says if women don't have sex, they die early. So
I believe it.
They say
I believe
5
it, though.
years earlier of all causes if they only have sex once a week. I've been telling every one of my partners for life that you should be like every other day or every day if you can keep it up. But, it's good for you. And then they ask the question, how many times have you had sex? All I can say is not as many as I would have liked to. I think everybody has that answer. But at any rate, if anybody has anything they want to add to this conversation, it's proof, man. Somebody said it and it's on the internet. And I agree with this. Individuals with depression but high sexual frequency do not feel the harmful effects of depression as much. Well, of course.
Oh,
Somebody to work with somebody who hasn't gotten it in like a year or two. They're all crabby and shit all the time. Oh God. Men, women, it happens. They're just like, you can kind of tell. I can look at people and tell if they're getting it. I know that sounds crude, but I swear to God, some people you can just look at them and go, man, they're having a bad time. It's a dry spell. God, I feel for them. Any rate,
I guess I never really think of people's lives like that. When I look at people, I don't really think. I mean,
story here. We have to dive into the story. We're here to inform and illuminate the public. I mean, I didn't do the study. I'm just here to comment and ask how fucked up everybody thinks it is. I think
I'd like to talk to the people of the study. I'd like to see who they picked.
I would too. I'm curious what the people or how many. They don't seem to give any of the stats, but 197% increase in death for people who reported low sexual frequency and depression over just depression alone. Well, you're probably not getting laid because you're depressed. Who wants to go out and get busy when you're sitting around going, oh man, my life sucks. Got no money. That's my feeling on it. There's times where you should, people, if it's nothing wrong with being alone. And if you get dumped by somebody, move on. Don't wreck your life over it. I have a friend of mine, he goes on every day. He's been divorced 6 years and the guy's killing himself over it. It drives me nuts. I'm like, what are you doing? Find
Yeah.
somebody nice who likes you instead of chasing somebody who can't stand you. And
Yeah.
it's a bad thing to get into, and it's going to happen, people. If you're a grown up and you're not married, dating's hard. It's like a
Yeah, it
fucking
sucks.
horror show for
It
older
sucks.
people. If you're a musician and you're in a band, it's doubly hard because it's
Well,
not good to
it's dumb.
relationships unless you marry. If you marry a civilian or a very understanding person,
Mhm.
a very understanding person, after you have to be out and gone all the time, they don't always understand it. And I mean, that's been the biggest relationship problem I've had is single guy over the years, especially
Yeah.
single. I did, I was a miserable
No.
thought for a while. I sat around miserable and depressed, but then it went away eventually. And when it went away, I went and did a bartending job and met some chick there. And all I can say is we fade to black on that story, but it had been a while. I got my groove back, but I was really miserable and depressed and had a scowl on my face, which, when you see me, I'm not usually scowling about much.
Yeah.
I try to keep a relatively even keel, not get too whacked up or too low. And that's just something I think for all of us, it comes with time. You get a little numb to the abuse of life. You go, wow, man, I feel a little sunburnt today. I mean, anybody ever like at their job just had somebody really scream at you? And I mean, I have a couple times, and a couple times I've screamed back. A couple times I've said, so I guess that means I'm not getting a promotion. At any rate, I've
Nice.
always had some nice repartee. A couple times I've just said, I think I'm going to Denver or I'm going somewhere. But Memphis isn't here, so we're going to kind of do the virtual show. I'm going to play some Memphis Gold. I keep fucking saying that. Sorry, people. This is freeform radio. You get what you get. What's going on with you guys? When are you playing out again? Tomorrow? Or next week?
Twisted Ginger is Sunday. On the Carteret stage in Seaside Heights, there's it's off the boardwalk. Like you go on the boardwalk.
Right.
Like we'll be playing there 5 p.m.
Excellent.
Yeah, we'll be playing there a couple hours. It should be a pretty awesome time,
Very good.
We're yeah.
That's a fun place. Anybody who's not been to Seaside, where they're going to be is just party central. You never know.
Yeah.
You might run into a snooky of your own down there.
It's funny. I always
Mom,
meet the
can we
weirdest
keep
people.
her?
I do. I just our last gig last week, I was hanging out with Dave. He's our guitarist, right? We're just shooting the shit outside the place, and this lady comes up to me and goes, "I don't really know you, but I'm gonna tell you the story." And she just started going on and on about Disney World and how she went in this behind tour. She went on, right? And then she's like, "I don't know why I told you all that, And then she went away. And Dave goes, "Why do you attract all those people?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know why I attract those people. That's just kind of how I roll, It's wherever I go."
There's no harm in being kind to some person who wanders up with a tale of whatever. I mean, until I worry about them being threatening in any way, I kind of indulge them. If they tell me they're getting radio beams,
yeah,
I'm the kind of guy I'll get them some tin foil for their hat and have them set it up, fold it perfectly like a bonsai or whatever they call that art, origami. But yeah, and then you get the weirdos occasionally, but it's like, I have to tell you, most of my whole life of playing gigs, most of the time it's been really, really funny, some of the shit that you encounter. Because I've seen it all. I've seen in the middle of a wedding, the saxophone player, who was a friend of mine, is getting married. While they're having the service, his bride's very drunken bride, and his best man are out on the dance floor doing the booty dance.
Nice.
Yeah, she's in her wedding dress, getting ridden around the room. And
that's what it's all about.
He had a Thelmer Paris, beautiful saxophone. Man, he just snatched it off, took it off after the guy, and then a fight broke out, and it was insanity. And allegedly, I'm not sure if this is true, but it's been alleged that the offender ended up coming back several times for starting trouble. And it's alleged that someone tied him to a picnic table. And And then after all the equipment had been loaded and packed and people were on their way home, they made a call to the authorities and said there's some guy carrying on behind the clubhouse at this apartment complex. And they had to go and release him.
Drama Central.
And you should have
Yikes.
seen this. And then the worst part of it is this is really terrible. People, this is R-rated. It's cruel and inhuman. In fact, anybody shouldn't listen to this at all if you have any decency, but it's lurid. It's terrible. For my friend's bachelor party, we did it twice. At this party, I worked at a veterinarian clinic, and occasionally we would do tail docking. We would take a tail for like a Doberman Pinscher and snip it off and then sew it up so it looks like a little Doberman Pinscher stub. So me and my band, being the grotesque people we are, we get the idea that for the bachelor party, I'm going to bring a big tail in a watch box with a wrapper on it. We're going to give it to him. And then on stage, we're going to go, this is your last piece of tail as a single man. At any rate, on the night of that event, we had done the same thing for him. It had happened once before, but I go up, while all this chaos went on, I go up to the barmaid. We'd hired a really nice barmaid from one of the gentlemen's clubs, if you will. She was serving drinks and adding to the festivities, if you will. Lovely young girl, fighting her way through medical school. I'm sure. No, I don't think she was, but she was fun. Anyway, I went over to her and was sitting there chatting her up, just talking and watching the crazy going on around me. And I said to her, I was like, what's that? There's a box sitting there. And it was a box with Kevin's tail in it. And she opens it up and she goes, ah! You know, she's like, what the hell is that? And so I just sit there with a straight face. I go, what kind of people do you hang around with? And so it was just the moment. You had to be there. But at the time, there was just such a bizarre sideshow of events going on. And
it
guy
sounds like it.
Who got dragged off had come running down the parking lot into the yard of this like clubhouse thing we rented. And he hits a sprinkler. As he's running with his eyes closed, he hits a sprinkler knee high and just tumbles over and ends up like on the ground. And you know, the band bouncer had to like, "Are you okay?" It was chaos. But at any rate, we've taken a trip down memory lane that is pretty weird. And, you know, we're going to bring up some Memphis Blue. I was going to go to a commercial, but you know, this is freeform radio, so let's bring on a quick commercial or two, and we'll be right back with some Memphis and more.
More.
There we go.
I'm Neil from Live with Neve. We have an exciting connection for our veterans, country music fans, and there is something for everyone. Gone Country Hats at GoneCountryHats.com. That's right, we've partnered with Gone Country Hats at GoneCountryHats.com. See you soon.
Like a melting flake of snow this year. I won't be sad.
And his cousins from across the pond.
Hi, I'm Darren F. Flynn, a singer-songwriter from Ireland, and I'm on Live with Neve.
I would have said it couldn't happen here. The people
Ah!
We are the Stones of Atlantis, and you are tuned in to Live with Me.
Yeah, rocking
One
and
more.
There's some changes headed, like the Gulf Stream rising, like some gale that's been blowing off this wild bird island shore. And I can't say where, and I don't know when, but some old door's been opened in the restless shade. Poor man sagging cigarettes takes the subway
And we're back.
Yes, we
Great.
are.
Yes. So I guess our friend Memphis is on the road. I talked to him yesterday. He goes, "Yeah, I'll do it." And I said to him when I qualified it with him, I said, "Look, if you can't do it, I understand. He's going to the big family reunion." And
Nice.
what a great guy he is. He's so talented. He's such a humble cat. You call him up, he's like, "Yeah, I'd love to come on with you guys again." And he'd rather come on with you too. I don't know why. He'd rather hang out with you than me. But it fills my heart now. He loves you. And he loves the show. He's just been a great. I think
Nice.
I've been having him on for.
I'm like, me personally?
Yeah,
Really?
he likes you. Yeah, he thinks you're great.
Aww.
Very nice.
That's nice.
He's always talks good about everybody. I've never heard him say a bad word. Speaking of that, I want to say to everybody out there, one of our first and most fervent fans we have, Susan Fine, has been such a sweet lady. She was handling my complaint department where if somebody called, we had a table for them where she'd go, "What do you want?" And I wanted her to do a bit called Renta Yenta, which
that's awesome.
Where you could call up and she would like
that's
give you
excellent.
Advice, but she wouldn't do it. The comedic aspect of it kind of
that is genius.
Wrong, which was too bad because she would have been perfect for it.
Oh my goodness!
I was going to yenta her up even more, make her really exaggerate.
Oh my goodness!
Like, I know these women. I grew up with them and I love them to death, man. I'm Italian, but all my family are Italians and Jews and Irish people. That's northern New Jersey. I thought everybody was the three people, Might be some Chinese guys back in the 60s working at my family's restaurant, but it wasn't like today, the melting pot where, Halden was all Italians, Jews, and Irish. We all got along great.
Yeah.
It was really a great time. So since Memphis isn't here and he's having a great family thing, I got to tell you, I know they're sitting there in Memphis eating great barbecue because I know that's what you do. I mean, his family reunion, you probably got like 100 people coming from miles all over. Nice. And they're great fun. I love
hope he's having a great time.
How they do those. In my family, it's sad. Most everybody's dead, so the reunion would be like 6 of us. Hey, how you doing? You're next. Tag, you're it. It's like
I feel you though. Yeah, my family's not large, so I get you. You know,
I tell you, people value your family, man, because one day they're just gone, and you don't think about it. So the older you get, the more you'll think about it. Because people around you start to kick off. It's like, wow. Yeah. I was looking at a band picture, and I thought it's scary that only me and one other guy are left out of a 5-piece band, and it's just like, damn. Getting old, but I don't care. You know what? It's a blessing to get old, and trying to get the video up here. No, it's playing with me. What is it doing? Yeah, share. Come on. I don't want to do that. Cancel. All right, peeps, hang on. Our crack team is got it going on. Can I tell you? I have a bunch of little people in cages working the levers and pushing the buttons for the show today. So here we go. It's a little Memphis, and this is good stuff, peeps. Oh,
that's us.
That's us. Whoa! Bye. Okay. Like Memphis is for you. Yeah, baby. That's how you transition it.
Yep.
People in the cemetery, they all alone. Some have dust, some have gone home. Yeah, you know I'd rather be dead, 6 feet in my grave, than I live another day all alone. Yeah, my mama came home this morning, and I asked her where she been. She said, don't ask no questions, Daddy. I'm going back. I got to go back again. And that's why. Yeah, I never found me a part-time love. Yeah, the very next time you see me, yeah, I'm gonna have you part-time love. People in the cemetery, they all alone. Some have death, and some have gone home. Yeah, I'll never be dead, 6 feet in my grave, and I'll live another day all alone. Yeah, you know my mama came home this morning, and I asked her where she been. She said, don't ask no question, Daddy. I'm going back. I got to go back again. And that's why. Yeah, I got to find me a part-time love. I think I'll get out of the yeah, the very next time you see me, I'm gonna have me a part-time love.
right, all right.
Yeah.
How about that, people? Was that
Good
just
stuff.
great fun? God almighty, you can play that guitar. Hold on, let me get this out of here. Hit the right button. Nope, I hate it when that happens. Where'd it go? It's not doing it. Remove. There we go. So, what do you think, man? He's such a killer. God, he tears the neck off that thing. He's got the tone. I do have some other stuff of his queued up.
So where is he on the road to? That's right. You said you like
DC.
that's yeah. That's what I was saying. So that's a he driving. He must be driving.
Yeah, it's a hell of a drive, and everybody I know, we always plan to leave early, but ends up somebody can't show up on time or something goes wrong, and you end up an hour or two later than you think, and you don't get in till late at night, and everybody's like, you stay up till fucking 2 a.m. the first night. Everybody hasn't seen each other in years. And
Exactly.
I hope he's having a great time. And Susan Fine, if you're out there, we all are. If you're the praying type, we'll say a prayer for you. And if you're just the energy kind of vibe type person, send some good love out there. She's a good woman and sweet and very nice to us.
Yeah.
And she's like our grandmother of the show, man. She's been around coming here for 5 years. And what can I say? You grow to really have some fans we really get to love over the time period and have great fun with. Convinced, I still got to work on her about the Rentienta. You can call in and she gives advice. Like, you're just such a schmuck.
Great. It's great.
It'd be
perfect. Exactly.
I know people who would pay just to call up. Do you remember the old lady in Texas who used to have a show on in the morning? She's called like the Curse. She'd go, why don't you mow the lawn? You're sitting on your husband's at work.
That's the sort of stuff like when we'd have gigs, like when we were like traveling, and we'd like that's the sort of stuff we'd watch, after, on like public access, like at like 3 a.m., we're trying to sleep, but instead like we're just like laughing our asses off.
Yep. You get up the next morning, you finally go to sleep at like 5 o'clock and the sun's coming up. And you get to sleep. Then my keyboard player lights the fucking bacon on fire in the house. Not Led Zeppelin, Leonard Skinner's drummer. Legend has it there was a very insane party, and in the morning he woke us up by lighting that bacon on fire. And it was just a crazy series of events and misadventures. Another time, I got woken up to be told that there was a naked guy, and they think he's from my band, in the jacuzzi out in the middle of the big fucking hotel.
Naked guy.
I'm like, I don't know if he's one of ours, but we'll check it out. I look out there. I'm like, oh, God, Vincenzo.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, he was buck out.
Sure. It was one of the guys in the band, naked in the jacuzzi again.
I have no idea what he was doing out there. I just don't even want to know. I'm glad that I found
That is funny.
And then we had 2 a.m. We're like, oh. Actually, it's later than that. It's like 3:30. We've just come in from a gig where two of the guys split to go off on some kind of rendezvous and had to help us load out. So when they get home, I'm like steaming. And I'm like, I'm docking your fucking pay. And they were like pissed. Everybody's drunk and we're all like in a state of disrepair. I'm like, fucking talk about this tomorrow. You want a piece of my ass? Because we were all getting all macho with each other. I said, I'm not going to take it. What are you guys going to beat me up? We'll talk about this in the morning,
Yeah.
I'm fucking pissed at you assholes. How about this? You just load out tomorrow night, I think is what the next day I probably said to him. I was like, I'm just going to get my car and drive on home to Tampa before you get loaded out. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked them if they had at least had any kind of carnal relations with somebody or a meaningful 2-hour relationship, whatever. They didn't even get near the finish line. They went out and they got suckered out of breakfast.
So they got out of loading gear and didn't even win the prize. They were just all round boo. You suck at life.
Lame. They were totally
boo.
Another crazy time. We're almost over now too. I remember once we played a gig. It's down in South Florida. And they had a male dance review before we played. We came on at 10. They started at like 8 to 9 or 9:30. And then DJ played. But all of us guys in the band, we had a girl singer too. we went and like we're peeking in the back door to see what was going on with all these heated up, lovely ladies in there with this crew. Well, all I know is as I'm peeking through the door, some guy runs by me with a G-string up his ass and wings on his feet like Apollo.
Nice.
And I was just like, oh, okay. So me being the evil doer I am, drummers, I don't know what happens to us, but I went in and I'm looking at Charlie peek in the door. Charlie, if you're out there, I know you hated me then. You don't hate me now because it was funny, brother. You got to admit. I just opened the door and heave him in the door and then slam it shut. So he's got to run out through the crowd, all these women. He's in spandex pants. His hair's all rock and roll permed up. The women are like pulling at him, thinking he's part of the review, man. He barely made it out the front door alive. He was so pissed off at me. Oh, my God.
Excellent.
And of course, we all were just dying because you know how bands are.
Seriously. Yeah. And the longer you know someone and like once you travel with them, forget about it. Like once you start hitting the overnightes, there's like,
there's not much to do afterwards, but fuck with each other in minor carefree ways. I mean, I admit it. It's like going back to it's like being in high school or college again.
It is. Or if you have like
you feel like you're hanging with all your bros in the frat or whatever.
Yeah, like a sleepover party. You know, where it's like,
it goes well, and sometimes it just depends. You're not mold and crotchety now. I'm in bed, man. As soon as the gig's over, we load out.
Yeah,
forget about it. Go home and go to bed.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
These are different times.
It's like some chick will come up. Hey, how are you? I'm like, go away. Just like, I'll see you next week. Get out of here. Oh my God. It's fun though. I wouldn't quit doing it because it's just great fun to go out and play music and have people enjoy it. And I don't care what you're playing. It's all good fun. I mean, if you can get a bunch of people up and dancing and feeling better than when they got somewhere, I think we're the best therapists in the world, man.
Yeah.
There's no problem you have that fucking Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin hitting you in the face along with the drummer's kick drum, backing you up to make you feel good after a week of fuckery at your job.
Yeah.
This is true. I mean, even me, when I get up and do that first downbeat when the band hits the stage, I always get an instant mood jolt. Like, yes, best part of my day is going on right now. And I know it's going to get better through the evening. By the night at 11 o'clock or midnight, I'm going to be freaking happy. I'm just going to be jumping around and acting the fool. And, somebody's got to do this stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we have, we've been sitting here. I've been yapping. I hope you guys have a killer gig down in Seaside.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it'll be a fun time.
And they're still around the area, those Jersey Shore types.
Yeah.
I ran into
we have something for everybody. That's the truth. I got to tell you, we really do have something for everybody.
It's a great state. New Jersey rocks, man. And we don't have to pump our gas. Seriously, folks, all of you watching around the world, I don't know if they do that even in other countries anymore, pump gas. Everybody in New Jersey, every few years, some asshole comes out and says, we want to get rid of pumping gas. We'll get 3 cents less a gallon. I don't want it. And it's freezing winter. You got some pregnant woman in a car. She can pull up some asshole, fill her tank up. It's the way it should be.
Well, I mean, like in New York, we have both.
When I was a kid, we have the full fluids and all that. They, if a woman came up, it wasn't like today. They're like pep boys. No, I'm not going to allege that. It is alleged that they suck. And that they take advantage of women who go in there with their car and they go in for a small problem and then they have to have all of their brake lines replaced instead of just the pads. And they do scurrilous shit. I'm not inventing this. So if any of you guys are lawyers for them, remember, it's on the internet. So it must be true.
Lies.
Anyway, we know it may not be true, but that's it. So everybody have a great weekend.
Bye.
Smoking what you got them. I'll see you. Have a good wear sunscreen and
you already know.
I was gonna say,
this is my tan. I've been at the beach.
Waiting to happen. All right, here's some Who of me banging on drums, and we're just gonna be out of here. See you next time.